Let's see who shows up. We are live on a random, on a whim. Hello, Dean. Okay. All right. Welcome, Dean. Panama. That's fantastic. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to want to go down here and see if I can do this here. I'm going to try to put an invite up here if somebody wants to come in. Paste. DRC Racing. Nice charger, huh? Thank you. Let's see. I don't think that came up. Kaylee Cole. Look at that sweet girl. If anyone doesn't know, Kaylee's my daughter. She's my sweetheart. She's trying to make me old, though. I didn't have gray hair till she started having kids. DRC Racing big block. Absolutely. It's 452 cubic inches. I got it bored out 60 over. Keith Black Racing, pistons, all that fun stuff. Nathan, welcome. Let's see here. Apparently I did not get that right. I'm trying to figure how. Let's see. Where's my... Well, hello, Mr. Wilburn. How are you this evening? I wish you could have been here for our pig roast. My goodness, that was good. Okay, let's try this. Copy the clipboard. Paste there. View your clipboard. Q plus V. QV. Copy the clipboard. Okay, let's try this again. Reasonably well. That's good. I'm still trying to figure out this stuff. I did it last time. I was able to put my invite up there, but you could have had, you could use a nice Peppa Pig, huh? Well, sorry. Peppa was good. I don't know that she was nice, but she was very delicious. All right. Okay. That. Now let's try this. Did it work? There it is. Okay. I'm not a smart man, but I'm figuring out what an invite is. I don't know that I need the help with streaming, but come on, man. Jump on in, John. I finally figured out how to get the invite there. Let's see. If you could or saw your granddaughter's face when she heard Paul was cooking Peppa. I wonder if she's still going to love her old grandpa. Well, hello, Mr. Wilburn.
Hey.
So,
how was making rain?
Oh, okay. How was your weekend so far?
So far, so good. Just you were trying to figure out something with StreamYard. Anytime you guys need any help, I'm always glad to help.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. I was actually I did it once before and did the invite and all that. I just couldn't remember how to copy and paste.
Here's a trick. Here's a trick too. So we're on StreamYard and it broadcasts to YouTube. If you copy the link and then you go over to your YouTube browser, you can paste the comment in YouTube and then pin it. And then it'll stay at the top the whole stream.
So you can pin it. How do you pin it?
So if you go over to YouTube, so what I'll do is I'll keep a muted YouTube browser at the same time, right?
Oh.
And then I click on that one. Now, the YouTube browser isn't exactly real time. Like you'll notice it's a little behind StreamYard.
Okay.
But the nice thing about that is if I paste my link in YouTube or any other comment, like I posted a link to Jerry's channel and I posted it on YouTube, you go over to the right and you'll see these three little dots next to the person's name on the right-hand side. If you click it, it'll ask you if you want to pin the comment. And it'll keep the link there the whole stream.
Wow. Nice. Right on. I'll have to try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a trick you can do if you like having an open live where people can roll in. Then you don't have to remember to repost the link.
Gotcha. Yeah. See, I'm still learning all this stuff, man.
We're all learning every day.
Oh goodness, man! I tell you,
I want to be learning new things every day of my life for however many I got to live.
Well, there you go. If you ain't learning, man, what are you doing?
That's it.
Just sliding through.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
What are you, like 50 subscribers away from?
I've got up to 450 a couple of times. It went back down to 448 last I looked, but
I got you at 448.
Yeah, and I was at 438 for probably a week, I guess, and then I don't know if you saw you saw my little short video of me on the little dirt bike. Mm-hmm. That had 13,000 views in 15 minutes.
Nice. Nice.
And it jumped me up 13 subscribers, but then, it backed off. And then I went up a couple and then it backed off. And, but still I've netted 10 since then is the way I look at it. I netted 10 subscribers after that video because I was at 438. I'm at 448 now. So win.
Well, YouTube, they have a way of filtering and kind of doing an audit, like a constant running thing, checking people's subs. Like, if they sub, but then they don't comment or they don't give a thumbs up, they got some kind of formula. But
right,
you're running third in the No Name 500, and I'm excited for you.
Yeah, nice. And I am going to be getting back on the cornet. It's just right now in the springtime on the farm, it's tough, man. And then of course I had to put on that big old pig roast thing yesterday, and man, that was an event. Unfortunately, a lot of the people, they were like, no, I don't want to be on YouTube. No, I don't want to be on. I was like, well, and I can respect that because not everybody's wanting to put themselves out there, and we're a lot of country folks,
Well, there's a lot of people that are put out there whether they know it or not too.
Right, exactly.
I know guys that will say, oh man, I don't want the government knowing what I do, but they buy a gun from a dealer.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Or you pulled up to that gas station and got gas today.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You paid for it with your card. Yeah.
I paid for it with a card, and I was on their closed
On their
service,
surveillance. Yeah.
yeah, and all of that. But I don't want
Yeah.
anybody knowing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know it, but it is what it is, and I try to respect people's wishes as much as possible. But
Sure.
yeah,
I
yeah,
see John Cope's in the house.
yeah. Hey, John Cope.
How's it going, man?
Yeah. And
John
John
Cope,
Watts.
we need to do another live sometime. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a good live. It really
It was
was.
a blast.
And
John Cope was asking if I use an air fuel meter. Yes, I do. Depends on what vehicle and what I'm doing, but yes, those things are essential to a good tune.
yeah, and Buck does it. I see he's here. Welcome.
Buck's in the house.
So that Dre Racing live you did the other night, that was awesome. They got their 500.
Those guys were at 443 when we put the live up. They were at 447 when the live started. And I think now they're at 525.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
7
that's awesome.
subs in 24 hours.
That's awesome, man.
Cope's going to drive a movie tonight. Well, cool, man. You taking the whole gang and Mr. Haney again?
Yeah, we've got a drive-in theater here still, just down the road.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
First thing I remember seeing whenever I was a kid, I was a young kid, was we went to the drive-in movie with my folks and we watched Corvette Summer.
Oh, man.
My Dust. It was a double feature.
Yeah. Wow. I like that movie. I like Corvette Summer.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I love that. Put the right hand steering in there, had the lever hood and all that stuff. That stuck with me my whole life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that movie. I think it's a neat movie, and it's just something neat about it.
Yeah. Well, there's something about a drive-in theater that sticks with you too.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw E.T. when it first came out at the drive-in theater.
I did too. 1982.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, we're kind of dating ourselves, ain't we?
A little bit. But I would have been 5, so.
Yeah. So I tell you what, I don't know who all here is veterans, but who all is veterans here. I just want to say thank you very much for your service. This weekend, I know it's to commemorate those who have fallen, but I also take it as an opportunity to thank those who are willing to in service of our country. Because without them, we wouldn't have the greatest country in the world. And with all its flaws, we still have the greatest country in the world. I mean,
we have a wonderful country as long as we're willing to try to keep it.
Right. I mean, look at what we're doing right here.
Well, half the people are willing to completely give it away because they don't know what we have.
Right.
And the other half are trying to keep them from throwing it away. That's about the way I see it.
Oh, I do too. I totally agree. I tell you, it's kind of bittersweet in knowing, what is still salvageable, but at the same time, we're going to have to work. We're going to have to work hard.
It's amazing what we have here.
Yeah.
See, I think about it like this. I don't know what generation, but in 1610, one of my however many great grandfathers, he landed on the shores of Virginia, Jordan's Journey in 1610. Okay. Came here with the clothes on his back with about a 30% chance he'll survive the boat ride from England. Right.
Yeah.
I look at my 5th great grandfather. He took up arms against Britain for the colony. Right. Fought the Revolutionary War. I look at my great-great-grandfather. He walked shoeless from Appomattox at the surrender. He was in the Confederate Army. He walked, I don't know if he was shoeless or close to shoeless, but he had the same pair of shoes for the whole war and walked 150 miles to what was left of his farm in Giles County to pick up and start over when the war was over.
Wow.
Then I look at my grandfather, dropped out of high school in 1923 to drive a truck for Coca-Cola and make a half-cent a crate commission working 13 hours a day. Then I look at my father, who served in the jungles of Southeast Asia and lived in a tent over there. I mean, And I look at all I'm asked to do. All I'm asked to do is vote intelligently and work hard and be a good citizen. That's all I'm asked to do. And the rest I get to enjoy that those guys built.
Right.
When you find people who aren't even willing to do that, I have a problem with that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're just asked to be good stewards of what we have. And
we're not asked to do much.
Right. And unfortunately, I worked my way through high school. I had a 40-hour-a-week job in high school. I got my foot run over by a forklift, a battery-operated forklift, and broke my bones in my foot and my toes. And I was actually signed up for the delayed entry program into the Marine Corps. And my father was in the service, my uncles, my cousins, and my grandfathers, and I had every intention of serving, but they wouldn't take me. It was 1986 peacetime. They said I would never make it through basic. And then my buddy, who I was in school with since first grade, his brother was an Air Force recruiter, and he couldn't get me into the Air Force even with the strings that he had. And so because of the situation being what it was, I was not able to serve. And that was one of my biggest regrets in my life. And I'll tell you, I've always had to, kind of live with just the fact that, okay, it didn't happen. You can't make it happen now, but you can support those who do make it happen.
My dad took the position that he got drafted, and the military was like his punishment for not being able to get through college. He was enrolled at the University of Florida when he got drafted. But so he was determined that I was going to go to college and get a good college education so that I wouldn't have to do what he did.
Right.
So that was just kind of the position. And I did. I delivered on that. I got a degree from Virginia Tech and then one from New River Community College. And so he was happy, and that's the way it was. But I'll say this, if I was drafted tomorrow, I would go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'd probably not come back.
Well, and I'll tell you, if it comes to our shores, I mean, it's, of course, we're going to do whatever we have to do in order to defend our country. But, my father, he was in the Navy, and he was on a little wooden ship called the USS Conflict. And the USS Conflict, being a wooden ship, what do you think that they did? This was from 1958 to 1961, end of 61. They were out in the South Pacific searching for unexploded mines out floating around in the ocean. And they had to go out and find these unexploded mines from World War II that were just randomly floating out in the ocean. Yeah. So that's some kind of a job. Yeah. Minesweeper. That's exactly right. If you look it up, you see, I think it was decommissioned I think it was 1982 when that ship was decommissioned. I've still got pictures of my dad and his ship and all that stuff. That it's really super cool to see all that stuff.
Dad was telling me, it's been years ago, there was a college, I don't know what it was. It was some kind of expedition a group of people from Virginia Tech wanted to take to go find unexploded mines and ordnance in Vietnam. They wanted to go search that. And my dad said, I hope you don't go looking for the ones I set, because they'll probably still go off.
Oh, my.
And you know what? He put enough doubt in enough of them's mind that they canceled the trip.
Oh, wow.
He said, I'm going to tell you the realities of these things. It's not like something you do that's just safe and fun. He says, I've seen people's legs get blown off on those things. If you think that there's no danger after all this time, you are wrong.
Right.
And he told them how they were set and how you set up those claymores and all that, the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They changed their mind about going to look.
Yeah, I bet they did. Another one of the guys that I worked with, he was a Vietnam vet, and you want to talk about having the crappiest job. What their job was is they were on a boat on the river, and their job was to go fly down the river in that boat and draw enemy fire so that the other boats could come in behind them and shoot at whoever was shooting at them. So they were basically just they were a moving target. Yeah. So
I'm telling you that I've heard all the stories firsthand from what went on in Vietnam, and what we have here, we are so fortunate to have, and we're asked to do so little to keep it that we really should.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're just asked to do things like writing our senators and delegates.
Yeah.
And speaking at council meetings, right?
Emailing, making phone calls, things you can do from sitting on your couch.
That's all we're asked to do.
Yeah, I know. Well, and some of us do a bit more than others, but sorry, that's the boys on the four-wheelers. My son, he's out of school for the summer, and he's got a couple of his buddies, and they're camping down at the creek, camping.
Sounds fun.
Down at the creek. Of course, they come up here to the house for food and drinks.
Mike, I'll scoot. You have a happy Memorial Day weekend.
All right, you too, sir.
If I can do anything to help you, let me know. And you're also, like I said, you're 52 subscribers out. Get a little closer. We'll have that 500 together on a live.
You betcha, man. I can't wait.
See you, man.
All right, see you, brother.
Take care.
Well, by golly, dadgum, now I'm all alone. It looks like I need some company here. Let's just see here. I almost got it. I think I got it. Boom. There it is. Well, come on in, Buck. Come on in, Bear. I know we're going to have a couple other lives going on here in a little bit. I know Tom was going to come back on a live, and of course, Uncle Tony will be on here in about, 45 minutes or so. But until then, or even after then, Not sure your council person can read. I'm telling you, a lot of them, I'm dumbfounded at how in the world did you even get in there? Oh, right on, Brother Bear. That's fine. I understand. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we have some so-called elected officials around here that I don't know how in the world they got as far as they did. Some of them, I'm not sure if they even have kindergarten educations. So who else is ready for the summertime? Warm weather. I don't know if you can hear my birds out there singing in the background. You're getting there. That's fine, Buck. Uh-oh. He ran away. All
right.
He ran away. Yeah, Brother Bear, I finally got some sleep, man.
My mouth is still watering from that whole hog.
Well, come on down, man. We still got like 3-gallon Ziploc bags full.
My mouth is still watering. Oh, that's me. Hold on.
Yeah, I heard an echo.
Yeah, that was me. I had the YouTube on.
Oh, gotcha.
I keep forgetting. I'm getting there.
It's already hot in Florida, huh? Yeah, it's always hot in Florida, though. Yeah, me and the wife, we vacationed in Florida a bit, and my favorite part was St. Augustine. Let's see, I know when I do.
Yeah, I lived in Homestead for a little while.
Yeah,
That's way down on the bottom.
yeah. About 2 hours at a time to get up and check it again. Yeah. Well, with the way that I do my smoking, you see, I've just got a single chamber smoker. And yeah, it's a great big old smoker. I mean, it was a 150-gallon storage tank, and I built all that rotisserie stuff and all that. All of that stuff costs more than anything because that's food grade stainless steel, that bar and those skewers and all that. And that was like $100 just for that bar and those skewers.
Wow, you didn't find it at the auction, huh?
Oh no, I bought that brand new at a supply company, but that was like probably 6 or 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago that I did that. And I can't even imagine what that would cost now. Probably close to double anyway. But yeah,
I just went for a battery for that Buick, and they wanted like $200.
oh my gosh.
I did find one at Walmart for $59, but then there was another $19 for a core or something. So it was still $70 some for the cheapest battery I can find.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell happened? I used to get one for $15. Them Blims.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, used to.
Whatever. Used to.
Yeah. We get a lot of
gas for 71 cents a gallon too, but.
Right. When I was in high school driving, I remember when I was driving my Fury, and then I got my, when I was driving my Fury from 84 to 86, 86, I was paying around 65 cents a gallon, 65 to 70, depending on, whenever I found an expensive, a full service station was 70.
Yeah, I think that was 1978. I think it was when I got my license, and it was 71 cents.
Really?
Yeah, but then we're in Pennsylvania too, so we have the highest.
Right. We were down here in Arkansas.
Right.
Hey, Mopar man, welcome.
I'm Mopar man.
I have 6 vehicles and 1 battery for all of them.
How do you get rid of those guys?
What the heck is that all about?
They're spamming you.
Oh, yay! I finally put you in timeout. I don't know what that's all about. Did I finally get a? Wait a minute.
No, that's why they have the mods on
Block
some of the lives
there
to stop that stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the first time that's happened to me. I was like, yay, maybe I'm getting popular enough that I can get a, what do you call them, a troll or something.
There you go. Barrow said you hit the big time.
Woohoo! I found the thing. It said block user, and I hit block that second time. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. What the heck is that? Wow. Man, I tell you, that stuff really aggravates me. And I have had people put some comments in Spanish on my videos. They'll put a comment in Spanish and be something about want to date girls or some messed up stuff. And I'm just like, no. I figured out. Well, I haven't had that for a while because I keep blocking those, reporting them and all that for unwanted content, pornography and stuff. You also reported it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I hate that stuff, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it keeps getting worse.
Yeah, people are just heinous, though.
It's the same with my telephone. I get these calls. I don't answer them if I don't know the number.
Yeah, and I don't either.
I tell everybody, if you call me, you leave a message, because if I don't know your number, I'm not answering.
Right.
It seems to calm down a little when I do that.
Well, and now they have this thing where they can spoof a number, and it's just like a local number, but it's like you answer it and it's like, hi, this is Jan from the service center, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, stop it.
Yeah.
What's up, Travis? What are you up to tonight?
Hey, Travis. Hey, Barrows, how do you set it to not allow links? Where's that at? Is that in settings?
Yeah, maybe I'll be able to fix that.
I don't know. Have to go poking around in there.
Yeah. I'll try looking at that next time I get ready to go on live, you know.
I wanted to tell you last night, Mike, that I have a little hoopty in me.
Oh, yeah?
Well, you saw the video today with that.
Yeah, I like that. It's funny because I don't know if you saw Mopar Al's video. He did talking about shop tips and stuff, and if your project tips about, you know, keeping your shop all straight and putting your tools back and doing all this and clean work area and all this and that. And I just had to laugh, you know, and I was just like, well, I think I've probably broken about every tenet of your thing here, Ben. When people walked into my hoopty barn yesterday, I think their brains went into cerebral overload because they were just like, what in the world is going on here?
Yeah, I usually don't clean my workbench until I can't find something. Then I straighten it all out.
It's like I've got my pile of parts that I don't want out in the weather, like, you know, interior parts, seats, you know, whatever. And then I've got there's 4 sets of headers laying there. And I mean, there's suspension components, and I mean, you just never know what you're going to see in there. And it's like you can't take it all in. Now, when I need something, I'm like, oh, yeah, I put that right over there. I'll just go over here and move this off of it so I can get to it.
I got that much parts with that car. My shed's full, and there's still stuff in the car. And I have the whole back of my truck filled yet.
Yeah.
So I have nowhere to go with it.
Right on.
Once I get it going and drivable and everything, then I'll just go to junkyard, get rid of it all, I think, or swap meet or something.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to try something here.
In the home settings.
I'll link back up there again if Travis Rubin want to come up in here and say howdy. Getting ready to eat burgers and watch a movie. What movie are you watching?
Good Burger.
Good Burger.
That's an old one, isn't it?
I guess I never watched it.
No, I think I've seen parts of it. I don't know if I might have watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I've watched
a long time ago.
I watched a lot of them. I don't know if you heard me talking with John about the drive-in theater. You know, my first drive-in theater movie.
There's Travis.
Hey, there's Travis. Welcome. Yeah, my first drive-in theater movie was when I was a kid with my folks, and we watched Corvette Summer and Eat My Dust. That was.
I love Corvette Summer.
Yeah, it's one of the best ever, right?
Oh yeah, it is a big cult classic.
Yeah.
There's actually one of those Corvettes for sale. Somebody redid one on Facebook.
Oh, nice.
It looks just like the finished product at the end.
Hey, Jay, welcome. Yeah, I always wanted. I saw The Wraith. You remember?
Oh,
that?
That's an awesome movie.
Yeah, saw that one at the drive-in too, and I always wanted one of those. You know, I'm just like, man.
Well, I mean, I looked at that, and there's actually a company that'll make you one.
Yeah.
For I think it's $150.
Oh,
it's ridiculous.
$50? Heck yeah.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I had about 3 zeros on that.
The Wraith is life. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that Interceptor. The thing is so badass.
Well, I mean, of all the best movie cars, man, those and the original Mad Max. You know,
Oh yes, that Falcon.
I've always wanted to do one of those Falcon X cars. Man, those things are awesome. It's the V8s.
Well, I wonder why Ford didn't keep that Falcon going through the 70s at least in America. Because, I mean, that would have fit in right with the rest of the cars in the 70s.
Right. What is up, Lars? Now, I had to tell Lars, I was hoping he keeps that daggum little beard of his tied up when he's working on them saw blades. All that machinery rolling around in there.
Hey, Ruben, you realize that I cost you some more money today. I did the call out for J-Ray Racing today. So they might actually be able to beat me. Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Heck yeah.
Hey, Mike, did you share that?
I just did. Yeah.
Okay, because I guess you have to do it. I thought maybe it would just come up on my little picture.
Well, no, when you popped it over here, I was able to pop it up on there.
Yeah, you can only share if you're the one running the live feed, I think.
Man, that is awesome.
That is pure 70s, 100%.
Oh,
that screams 70s.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, okay, so let's each get one, and we'll go out. We'll take them to the No Name Nationals. So.
Oh, hey, well, let's go to the drive-in first.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I decided to take a break today. I couldn't work on Old Red anymore today. I was just like, I've been working for the last 2 weeks straight. I was like, I'm going to take a break today and just chill.
Yeah. Well, right now, man, the farm is just, and tomorrow I've got to help my dirt guy because, well, we got into one side of the pond that he got into. We just don't have enough dirt on that, enough red dirt on that one side. And so I just happen to have about, I don't know, 150 tons of red dirt over here. And so I'm going to go over and help him haul red dirt from my pond tomorrow. And yeah. So, and then we got Tuesday, we'll be dropping some hay, and then, it's just that time of year.
Well, the thing is, when you have a farm, there's always something to do.
Right. Well, so I try to explain to people, man, whenever we have, when we have 85 acres and we've got a fence all the way around it, we have 3 fenced off pastures, and we have, the lawn, the house, the shop, the stables, and and the vehicles to take care of,
right?
And the animals. So yeah.
So my uncle up in Missouri, he farmed. Well, he had 400 acres. I want to say he farmed close to 200 of them, and the rest were cow pasture.
Yeah.
I mean, he did that by himself for years.
Mm.
So the man worked from sun up to sundown 7 days a week. The hardest man I ever knew.
Right. Yeah, I'll tell you, I've always loved the farm life. When I was a kid, my mom had a goat dairy, and we milked goats every morning. She had as many as 80 goats at one time. And we were always milking 40, 50 goats at a time, But, we'd always have, kids coming up and, and stuff like that. And she also raised rabbits and sold them to Pelfreys, and had exotic chickens. And so it was a lot of work, you know. But I tell you what, when I went out and I ran all over the country working and all that stuff, I always pined for, you know, getting back, you know, back down home. And when I lived with my grandparents, when I was little, you know, they had a farm and it was all, you know, all about everything, you know, all the farm animals. And I don't know, man. I always wanted to be back to my roots. And I went out, worked a career, did all that. And we had a little bit of property before, but I always wanted to get back to the farm. So here we are. Let's see. Grandparents are ranchers of all horses, hay, and cattle. 24/7, 365. That's fact.
Oh, yeah.
When you got a farm, you're married to it. That's all there is to it, man.
And like I said, my Uncle John, he'd be up before the sun came up, come in at about lunchtime, then he'd be out until about dark.
Yep.
He asked me one time, he said, Travis, do you ever think you want to be a farmer? I said, no, you work too hard.
Yeah. Well, I also forgot. I have to tend my garden too. You know, I've got a garden and stuff too, where we do our food, you know, and it's a lot, you know.
It is.
A lot of people don't realize. I mean, first thing I do when I get up in the mornings after I drink my coffee is I go down to my garden. I get in my little raised beds and my tires and stuff, because I've got all in raised beds and tires so that I have everything isolated and I can keep up with my weeds a lot easier. And I just pull all those little weeds out. It takes me about 30 minutes, if that, you know, if I'm being slow about it, or 10 minutes if I hustle. But, you know, and I don't have to worry about weeds in my garden.
What's Johnson, 1975? Talking about?
He's talking about when Corvette Summer came out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
1975, when I was 7 years old.
I was 2.
Yeah, I was 7 years old, and it stuck with me, man. I saw those body lines, and I was just like,
Well, you know, I've never been a big Corvette person, but I can appreciate them.
well, I just like anything with just massive, you know, I get obnoxious body lines. That's what I like. I like stuff with obnoxious body lines. That's why I love a lot of the old Mopars, you know. Like, I mean, if you look at like a 53, 54 Dodge Coronet after they switched over to the second generation,
Yeah.
they're just like, whoa, man.
Well, you know, like I tell my daughter, you know, anything from say the 40s on through the mid 60s, really,
Yeah,
they were all just works of art.
right.
And, you know, and people would, you know, go to the dealership when the new cars came out because it was a big thing. You know, and then the late 60s happened, all the muscle cars, and they're cool and all. Don't get me wrong. I love my muscle cars, but they have a different style. They're not
Absolutely. Yeah.
they're not so artistic, you know. And then you get into the 70s and 80s, and we've lost something.
Yeah. 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 Everything all the massive body lines went away. Yeah. Yeah. I like whenever it's like, wow, I didn't even look at that and see that one. I mean, it's like you see a new feature on them every time, you know. I mean, I'm still doing that with this Coronet that I'm working on. It's like, oh, wow, I didn't even realize that, you know. And so it's all cool.
You know, I love my trucks, and the reason I love my trucks is because people aren't really doing the Dodge trucks yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still kind of the oddball. So,
Right.
but I love trucks anyway.
Yeah, I always like to have a truck.
Well, I would really, when I was younger, I bought a 70 GMC long wheelbase, had a 327 in it, and I love that truck. And I ended up blowing the motor and selling the truck. Kind of wish I wouldn't have, because those are some of the nicest looking trucks. That 70s body style Chevrolet pickup. That's my favorite Chevrolet pickup.
Yeah. See, my favorite Chevrolet pickup, I probably because of my grandpa's pickup, was 1963, and
Yeah,
I love those, man, and all of that body style. Yeah. And, that was what I learned to drive in, was that 1963 Chevrolet. I think it had like a 230 straight six. Is that what that was? Something like that.
Yeah, you had the 230.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was a 230 straight,
250, and then 292.
It was a 230 with 4-speed granny gear low. I mean, and it was a great old truck, man. And my dad had it for an awful long time, and then I don't even remember what he did with it, but ain't no getting it back. So it is what it is.
My dad had 50 Chevys, 48, 50, 51.
Those are nice too.
Yeah, and that's what I learned to drive on.
Yeah,
the 51 ton with a 4-speed with a granny.
There's a guy around here. He's got I think it's a 1.5 ton cab over truck, Chevrolet.
Oh yeah,
and it's like a 51, 52. And he's put a turbo LS in it where the bed would be. He's got a 5th wheel on it to tow his race car. There's a barbecue on the side of it that he made out of a gas can. I mean, it is just awesome.
So that sounds like a really good hoopty.
Oh, it is. It is. He's on Facebook. His name's Tony Yeager.
That's something. That's something I could get in touch with right there.
It's a really cool build.
That's awesome.
It looks like dinner's just about ready, so I'm going to jump off here, guys.
All righty. Well, appreciate you popping in.
Have a good weekend, guys.
All right, you too, man. Be safe.
Easy.
And then there was 2.
And then there was 2. Yeah, I like what Bear Rose said about there ain't nothing simple about a simple life. And that is a fact, man. People talk about that. And, we also see people saying things like, the good old days. I talked to my grandmother about the good old days. I was like, when soda was a nickel and, all this. And she goes, well, let me tell you something, son. She says, I lived through the Great Depression. When I was a kid, we were so poor that my dad, he dried out corn and made like hominy. They would like cook it and bleach it and all that stuff. And they made hominy, but they wouldn't put any salt on it because he was afraid the kids would eat it too fast and they wouldn't make it through the winter. She says now, and this is after my grandpa passed and she moved into town. She says, now I have a microwave oven. I can heat up my lunch at the press of a button. She says, I have air conditioning in my home and heat in my home that I can control the temperature of my house with the push of a button. She says, if that was the good old days, you can have it. Because she grew up poor and she cooked on a wood stove. And I remember when I was a kid, we were, living on the farm. It would be August and she would be in there building a fire in the wood cook stove to put her pressure cooker up there to can vegetables. You talk about tough living, buddy. That's tough living, and good old days.
Yeah. Well, I like what she said there. If you call that the good old days, then you can have it.
Right. That's what she told me. She says, if you call that the good old days, you can have it.
We grew up with nothing. My parents were on welfare all my life, all my young life, and so we didn't have a lot. Yeah, I'd rather be where I'm at today than way back then.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Granted, we had a good life and everything was worked out fine, but to get to that point, it wasn't easy.
You're right. You know, and I wouldn't trade what I have now for anything. I mean, you know, and I never said I wanted to be, well, okay, I'm not going to say never, because that's not true. Since I've grown up and matured, I've never said I want to be rich. I've always said I want to be comfortable. And me, comfortable means that I don't have to wonder if I'm going to be able to pay the electric bill. I don't want to have to wonder if I'm going to be able to pay my mortgage. I don't want to wonder if I'm going to be able to, you know, make ends meet. I just want to know that we've got enough money coming in that we're not going to have to look over our shoulder and wonder what's going to happen next. And that's it. That's all I asked for.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's how I feel too. I mean, you know, it'd be nice to have a whole lot of money and not and know you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
But just having enough to you know, like I've been throwing a lot in my 401. So when I retire, I hope I have enough. But I'll have enough for a little while, for a good while anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, who knows what's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen. Look what you know. I just looked at my 401 and man, she went. Pew.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and see, we don't have a 401. We have a Edward Jones retirement account. You know, and I was self-employed for many years and owned my own business and all that. You know, but yeah, our portfolio took a pretty big hit as well. You know, with all the stuff going on. But
then the last time it took a big hit when the COVID hit, it went down a lot, and then man, it shot right back up.
Right.
This time it's just taken forever.
Yeah, I tell you, I take my faith very seriously. You know, when we're called to be content in whatever season we're in our life, in whatever situation we're in our life. You know, when Paul was in prison for preaching the gospel, I doubt he was happy. You know what I mean? But he made himself content because he knew that it was all for a purpose. And so I always try to look at things from that perspective, that I want to be content because I'm blessed beyond measure already. You know, I mean, I'm a walking medical oddity in the fact that I've broken both of my legs. I broke my neck in a swimming pool in 2008, and they didn't know if I'd ever walk again. And here I am, you know, and I mean, I've been exceedingly blessed, and they say God watches over drunks and fools, and well, I don't drink, so you know? So I just
you know what? I always get what I need. I don't always get what I want.
Right.
I get what I need.
And
I accept it, and I'm glad for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
but you know, and a lot of my problems are self-inflicted. You know, I put way too much stuff, so then I have all this financial stuff going on.
Oh, I know, man. I have a lot of the same thing. My stuff is pretty much all self-inflicted from, you know, misspent youth and yeah. But you know, but we live in today. You know, we live where we are. I wasn't raised a fool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bad Tree Productions. I guess I haven't got to see that one yet. I haven't done as much on YouTube as I had hoped. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to be grateful.
Absolutely. I thank God every day for every blessing he gives me, man. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be here if it were just for me. Because if I were left to my own devices, I'd just mess it up. I promise you, I know, because I've tried.
I've done.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried doing it all by myself, you know. Yeah. And well, you see, and I wasn't raised in church. My grandmother was a godly woman, but we lived way out in the country, and then not until she moved into town was she going to church all the time. I mean, we had a little country church that she'd go to, but um, actually going like all the time, she didn't start until we moved into town. And that was in 77 when my grandpa passed away. And, then I took off and I rebelled for a long while, man. I got out and got into some real bad stuff, and I drank too much and smoked too much weed and did all that dumb stuff. And for some reason, none of that panned out for me. Hard to believe, but none of that stuff got me elevated to where I wanted to be.
No.
It's
Yeah.
odd
Me
how
too.
that works.
The best thing I did was put that stuff down.
Oh yeah, me too.
Because
Well,
my mother even said to me, she said, "Mark, you did a 180." I said, "What do you mean I did a 180?" She said, "You turned around." My mom was very religious. She would go to church 8 days a week if they had it.
right.
Before she got sick, but she hasn't been to church now. Well, she's in a nursing home now, but
Yeah.
she used to read the Bible every year. When she'd get done, she'd just start over at the beginning and go all the way through.
Yeah.
And the Bible she had was all the pages were falling out of it, but she had them all tucked in there. And
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, that's one thing. When I die, which, we're all called to do, I mean, should the Lord tarry and not come sooner. When I die and someone gets in my Bible, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, what is all these scribbles? What's the side notes? All this, I mean, it's marked all up, but we also do a lot of end time prophecy studies on Wednesday nights and stuff. And that's why you won't hardly ever see me on Uncle Tony's Wednesday night tech thing, because I'm at Bible study. So, never into drugs, but a bottle in front of me was like a frontal lobotomy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, September 6th will be 20 years for me since I've had a drink. Well, hello, Ed.
I just hit 24.
Nice.
Yeah. It was May 3rd, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going into my last, I was going in for that. They do it, some kind of crin test for a DUI. And that was, I drank right before that. And that was the last time.
Well, and we, there we are. So when I'm telling people about, where I've been and where I am now, I mean, I used to be a Rolling Stone and now I'm a Rubik's Cube because I'm square, dude. I mean, that's a lot of squares in a Rubik's Cube.
I can never do that.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't chew. I don't smoke pot. I don't, I mean, I'm square as square gets, man.
And I'm okay with anybody who wants to do whatever they want to do. But
yeah.
I'm happy. You got to get to where you got to go through what you go through to get to where you're at.
That's a fact.
And I love where I'm at today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, the Lord's been exceedingly patient with me, I'll tell you. That's awesome, John. I've only just recently, because of the health situation of our associate pastor at our church, he just went through a chemotherapy session. He's in remission now, but I've just recently started delivering messages. I delivered, I think, 4 or 5 now at our little church, just in order to help, with share the load, because our little church, I mean, we are seriously active in the community. I mean, we're all the time having events. If you ever want to see the events that our little church puts on, it's called Mountain Happenings at Sims Corner on Facebook. And I mean, we have a car show, we have like a wild horse ministry where the dailies, they bring in a unbroken colt. He's just lead broke, and they bring him in and they completely finish breaking him, and they give a message that shows how, just in the same way that a cowboy has to break a horse in order for that horse to be used for his purpose, God has to break us to that point to where we can be used for his. And we don't necessarily know what our purpose is until we start being obedient and we start listening and we start, following and doing what we're called to do. So that's all I try to do, I just try to be obedient, and I don't always do it right. I just don't trust in me, because I'll let you down. I'll just tell you right now.
Well, I heard somebody say, just do the next right thing.
Right.
What is the next right thing? It's that thing you don't want to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all still have flesh, you know what I mean? And we all still have to battle against that. It's a constant struggle. And I don't condemn other people. I don't, because everyone has to find out where their relationship is, you know what I mean, and where their walk is. And I'll try to give you the best advice that I know how. And if it's something that I can't answer, I'll say, hey, well, let me get you in touch with my pastor. You know what I mean? And I just do the best that I can to be a help, to be a friend, to be an ear, whatever I need to be. But
yeah, and you're a better man for that.
Well, I try.
Yeah. That's all we can do is try. I mean, because you're not going to please everybody.
That's a fact.
And, you see somebody stuck alongside the road, you stop to help them, and they start barking at you. I'm like, well, okay, see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I only ever happened to me once, but
right.
I'm already waiting for somebody. I don't need your help.
Yeah.
I don't need no problems. I just try to help.
Right.
Yeah. And then other people will bend over backwards to try to help you back, and I'm like, I don't want anything.
Right.
Something I said, hey, I'll if you want to ride into town, give me $50. Right. I stopped. I'll give you a ride. It's not that hard.
Oh goodness. So yeah,
project.
I think about it all the time about how, I've been, like I said, exceedingly blessed. I can't complain about anything. If I did, I'd just be being a jerk, and,
when you complain, nobody listens anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But I just try and live life to its fullest. And, a lot of people think that, oh no, he's a Christian. Well, he can't have no fun anymore, and it's like, are you kidding me? I have all kinds of fun. Have you not seen my channel? I have a lot of fun, so it's, it is what it is. And I won't apologize for it, so I love life. I love living it to the fullest. And I love being able to share my blessings with other people. That's why I do like my giveaways and stuff, because it's stuff, it's just stuff. So unfinished project, he knows he's got a bunch of my stuff now.
You know what? And he's looking for more.
Yeah, he probably wasn't. I don't think he showed up on Bear Rose's live on Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yeah, last night. Yeah, last night.
I think he was there for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Is I was just saying that the one thing that I want to see before I leave this earth is I want to see Unfinished Project on a video smiling at the camera up close, not with a burqa. Oh my gosh. Goodness.
They're back.
Yeah, well, I just got rid of them. I guess I'm going to have to get a moderator. I'm going to be popular. I do the speed limit, use my signals. I'm an old man now. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I got in a debate. I'll call it a debate about turn signals with a guy at work one time.
Oh, yeah?
I told him, I said, I use my turn signals all the time. He says, I don't use them unless somebody's behind me.
Oh, yeah?
I use them just to stay in practice.
Yeah.
That sounds a little OCD, doesn't it? I said, no, it doesn't. It's the law.
Right. Well,
I don't know what happened with people, but it's just like all of a sudden nobody cares about turn signals anymore.
Yeah, pretty funny. When my wife and we were just dating, and we were following someone I don't remember. They were in some brand new expensive vehicle. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, Dad, gum, I was going to buy one of those, but look, the turn signals don't work. Yeah. Yeah. Just getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really starting to feel it now.
Well,
I still think I'm like 19 or 20. I can jump around and do all this other stuff. And
yeah.
go to do it. And I said, no, I better not.
Right. How old are you, Buck?
I'm 60. I'll be 61 in July.
Right on. I'm 54. So, yeah.
You're catching up.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'll catch up. I hope not, because that means that you'll be dead. So, tell them none. I drive the speed limit and use signals. People are either on their phone or staring at my car and not watching the road. I'm telling you, I see a lot of that. It was funny the other day. I was driving in traffic. I had to go into town, which I despise going into town. I do it as seldom as I have to. And I'm looking around at me at all of these people who can't, I mean, they're like, kind of looking up at, what's at the light ahead, just so that they don't miss anything on their phone. And I'm just like, are you serious? I'm like,
yeah.
Are you serious? It's like, that can't wait. I don't know.
Hey, well, we didn't have a telephone in our house until I was in 7th grade, right? And then I really didn't. I didn't have then they had voice recorders, or you used to have to go back and rewind the cassette so you can see.
Oh yeah, on the answer machine.
Yeah, answer machine. That's it.
Yeah,
and I didn't have that until I got out of high school.
Yeah, well, when I was a kid living with my grandma and grandpa, we lived out in the country, and we were on a party line with 3 other houses. And you pick up the phone, and Mabel will be talking to Ellie down the road, and Annie's like, hey, can y'all stop? I need to make a call. And you hear her. They're like, okay. And then you'll hear them hang up, and then you'll hear it. And you can tell they're listening in to hear what's going on. So they can.
Yeah, I never got to experience that, but I heard about it.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's the way it was down here. It was hilarious.
Now there's kids in grade school with telephones.
Yeah.
Rotary phone. Yeah, that's right, Mike. Rotary phone. Click, 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 click.
Yep. I remember those too. Yeah.
Oh, I screwed up. What now? I got to start over again.
Yeah.
Now I just swiped the number and then I add it back in.
Do you remember how many people's number do you actually remember offhand?
Not many anymore because it's all
Yeah.
in my
You
phone.
remember we used to have to remember all of that.
Yeah.
It was like homework. You know what I mean? You had to remember people's phone number because you had to dial it in.
Yeah, I still remember the number from the first phone we had. And that was way back in 74, 75, somewhere around there. Yeah.
So, unfinished project. Peppa is doing fine. She is digesting well.
She filled her purpose.
She fulfilled her purpose. Yes. I had a couple of comments on that. They were like, that was pretty funny. Kosher salt on a pig. Well, it is what it is, But I'll tell you what, if you're going to smoke a big portion of meat like that and you want to brine it and break down all those fibers so it'll cook out really good and juicy and tender and all that, man, that's the way to go. Apple cider vinegar and apple juice and kosher salt. And it'll just sit there and just little bitty bubbles and stuff. And it's just breaking down all the gases and breaking down all the fibers in the meat. And man, it's good.
I'm just old phone number one is a new one.
Yeah. Only reason I know my new one is because it's been on my business cards for so long that
I've had my phone number since 2003, I think, 2002, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Same number, so I can remember it.
Yeah. Yeah, about the only numbers I still remember my phone number from when I was a kid because it's still my dad's number and he still lives in the same house he's lived in that he bought new in 1976.
Wow.
Yeah.
And usually numbers stick with me. I was a parts man for a few years. Oh no, I guess about 6 years.
Yeah.
So when you're working with part numbers every day, the numbers sort of stick with you. But I lost all that. Well, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah. That's a fact. Yeah, you see, when we got those hogs, it was too warm to hang them, and I don't have a cold room yet. I'm planning on building a cold room out on the back of my shop, though. Actually, I'm going to insulate a room to where I can build myself a cold room. And because down here in the South, man, the weather is so unpredictable. Even in the winter, we might have several days of, 5-10 degrees, and then all of a sudden it's 70, and it's like, what in the world is going on? So the way that we cure out our hogs is we put them in the coolers and we just pour ice over the top of them and leave the drain open. And as the ice is melting down, we just pour more ice over the top of them, to keep them consistent and keep them bleeding out. But man, I tell you, it's a job. And the prefix told you where it came from. That's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah. 636 was Rogers, Arkansas area code. And then it became 636 and 631. And now it's infinity.
Yeah, we used to just have 717, and then now it's 717, 570, 484, 6569. A whole bunch of them in the same area.
See you later, Ed. Have a good evening. Thank you for dropping in. I appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah, I really miss simpler times on some things, but obviously I don't necessarily pine for the old days, because this is cool to have technology here where we can sit here and visit. You're all the way in Pennsylvania, bears in Idaho. I mean, we got people in Florida, and I'm here in Southwest Missouri, and we're all just
Where's Dean from? Dean's from another country.
New Zealand.
New Zealand? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Over in New Zealand, it's like what, noon there right now?
What time is it? Oh, it's 8:00. Yeah, it's probably around noon.
Yeah, it's like noon there right now. Yeah, you still only have one area code for Idaho. Yeah, I had to change my phone number on my business cards in Arkansas because they went from 501 to 501 and 479. They broke the state in half with the area code. But what was weird is they broke it diagonally. Instead of breaking it in half, north to south, they broke it in half diagonally into two zones. And I was like, well, that don't make no sense. And then they broke it again. And it went from 501 to and 479 to 870 in there as well. So now we've got three different prefix or three different area codes. So I don't know.
I guess there's just that many more phones.
Yeah, just that many more people. Well, Arkansas used to be the best kept secret, Northwest Arkansas, and the secret got out. And Terry's all the way up in New Jersey.
Jersey
guy.
Hey, Jersey.
Yeah.
Hey. I haven't been in Jersey in a long time. Wow.
I bet it's been longer for me than it has for you.
That's for sure. Well, I usually go down to Delaware and Maryland for down to the beaches down there.
Yeah.
Well, my girlfriend's parents live down in Delaware, so we go and visit them.
Yeah.
But when I drove the ride truck, it was Wildwood, New Jersey, down on the boardwalk. So I was down there every weekend.
Right. Yeah. I farthest I've been that way is Washington D.C.
There, that's you can see that's a truck.
Nice. Let me pop that up here. Let's see if I can.
I was trying to get a picture of it, but that's the only picture I got. I never got any pictures with me in it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, back then I didn't want my picture taken. A lot of that stuff was all work.
See if I can.
And because those tires are 1,000 pounds a piece.
Wow, 1,000-pound tires.
And do you know those monster trucks you see jumping through the air? They have to weigh a minimum of 10,000 pounds.
10,000?
Yeah, I don't know if it's still that way, but when we were messing with them, you had to weigh a minimum of 10,000 pounds to go into a monster truck race. Yeah.
Oh.
And let me see. I think I had another picture here. I think that was snake bite or something flying through the air there. That's 10,000 pounds flying around there.
Yeah. One of these days I'll figure out how to get all these things laid, where I can blow it up on just the big screen thing there. I
was gonna do another page and just put the picture up that way, but
yeah, it's all good.
I couldn't get it out of the cloud.
Yeah.
I can get every other picture but that one. I don't know what happened.
Bear Rose on your picture?
No.
Oh my gosh. Again. Wow.
They're persistent.
Yeah, I guess so. What do they do? Just go around? It's probably a bot that just goes around on random things and starts spamming people. Man.
Well, that's what somebody was saying about, when you lose a subscription, subs,
Mm-hmm.
you lose subs, like YouTube thinks it was a bot giving you subs. Like when you're on a live or something, you get a couple subs. That's why you should go and visit them and You hit the big time. Visit them and leave a comment.
Oh,
They're back again.
wow. They really like me, huh? My goodness. What do people from New Jersey look like? Well, they look younger than the people from Old Jersey, right?
Old Jersey. The Sopranos. There you go.
Yeah. It's because
Dr. Mr. Will. He's a Jersey guy.
yeah. Well, Dr. Art. Welcome, man. Let's see here. And
Yeah, Mike Barrows used to do a ride truck also.
yeah,
It was called Thumper or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Well, in case anyone else wants to jump on here,
Yeah, there's room underneath there.
how about that? Look at there. I don't think Dr. Art's ever been on one of my lives. Yeah, the life of a ride truck.
he just flooded my phone with all them little shorts.
Oh yeah.
They were pretty cool. Yeah. It was funny because I was at the drag strip yesterday too, and I was doing the same thing. I didn't put a whole bunch of shorts up.
Yeah, I saw your videos from the drag strip. Yeah, I was watching those. Like I said, man, I I did a little bit of catching up today, but after church, I got on there and looked for a little bit, and then the boys wanted to go down to the creek and set up camp and all that, and so went down there with them to see where they were setting up camp. They're pretty excited about showing us their camp set up, and they've got a tripod with a grill to go over the campfire and all that stuff, and
yeah. I was with my nephew. My nephew has been drag racing since he started driving. And then, I was thinking yesterday, I was with my nephew. So yesterday I was actually Uncle Buck, but I ain't got a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that they hit my comments quite a bit, quite often. They'll get down there in my comments with all that pornography garbage and stuff, and I just report it and all that stuff. It gets a little frustrating, but what are you gonna do?
Hey, you found another button.
I did. I was like, oh, hey, how about that? I'm still trying to figure all of this out. I see.
You still on your phone? You use your
no,
phone?
I'm on my Chromebook now.
Okay.
Yeah, this is it's my $99 Black Friday Chromebook thing from several years ago. I bought it for my eBay store because whenever I'm printing labels and stuff like that, it's a lot easier for me to see what I'm doing on the Chromebook when I go to print out shipping labels and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just had to buy this laptop because my other one is still Windows 7, and a lot of the stuff I use won't accept it anymore. So I had to upgrade. Then I thought, well, if I'm going to be doing videos, I definitely need to upgrade anyway. So,
well, I'm not sure how long I've had this one, but I know it was before the COVID thing because they quit doing all that Black Friday stuff. You know what I mean? And we didn't go in there because we needed anything or all that. But it's really sometimes kind of amusing to watch how people act over stuff. It's just like,
oh my God,
can you believe this? And I just stand there and I just shake my head and I laugh at people. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's an amazing thing to see the inhumanity of humanity over material objects.
Right.
You know?
Save a couple bucks.
Well, and not just that. And it's on stuff you don't need. Who needs a 70-inch flat screen TV? You know, we've got our Sanyo. It's a 50, I guess 50-inch. We bought it at the pawn shop, like, I don't know, 8 or 10 years ago. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, and they do all that just to get you in the store.
Yeah.
All that stuff's.
Can't hardly see the phone, something about the screen. I think it's because I'm epileptic as well. Oh, yeah, you got to be careful with that. My brother's epileptic as well. And he actually had to give up working on machinery. He was working on heavy machinery, and he had a seizure, and it was a bad deal. It was a real bad deal. So you got to be careful. Out of order. Welcome.
Out of order.
I'm going to pop over here for just 2 seconds because I got to
plug in.
Got to get the power source going here.
All right. I could see 2020, but that screen screws with me. Oh, he's still talking about the phone.
Well, my hindsight's 2020, but the rest of it's probably, I don't know, about 2080.
Yeah, I definitely don't have 2020 anymore.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I always bragged about having really good eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
And a week after I turned 45, it was like one morning I woke up and I just couldn't focus. Everything was blurry. And it was just like that. And I've now been wearing glasses ever since.
Yeah, well, I was 42. I remember I was 42 years old, and I was underneath the dash trying to see what fuse, was a 15 or 20 amp or whatever.
Right.
And I couldn't see it. I'm like, what's going on? I thought maybe something. I don't know, but then from there on, and it just went downhill, and very slowly too. And these are just readers. I buy these at the family. Not the Family Dollar, the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, Dollar Tree.
Everything used to be $1. Now it's $1.25.
What?
They're
fired.
Yeah, everything's $1.25 now. So I usually go buy 5-6 pair at a time, and they're all over the place.
You know, I tried that with those, and the thing I found was that a lot of them had inclusions in them, and they would have like a distortion in one of the lenses. And you don't notice it until you turn just a certain way or something, and it would like mess with my vision. And so I stepped up my game and I started paying $6 a pair at Dollar General.
Oh. Well, those safety glasses I wear in a lot of my videos, they're a prescription. I got them from work. They get prescription every 2 years. So those are just old ones I had.
Right.
But I had those specially made. I had the doctor make it so I could see like here instead of way out there.
Right.
When I'm working on machinery, I need to see here. I didn't want to be like this all day with the bifocals.
Mm-hmm.
So I had him.
I'm farsighted. I mean, I can see everything out in my pasture, way out there. I can see all of that stuff. But from here to the screen, without my glasses, I can't read anything. I mean, I can't even read your shirt. I mean, on full screen, I can't even read it.
If I take mine off, it's doubled. I see two bushes.
Yeah. So look at us. We're old men comparing our lack of vision. Isn't that the way everybody wanted to spend Memorial Day? Watch a couple old coots talk about how blind they are.
I remember when I was 20 some years old, and the guys, I've always worked in a garage, and there was always guys always hung out at the garage. They used to just come in and hang out. And I remember him talking all the time about, I remember 20 years ago, I remember 30 years ago. And I remember saying, man, I can't wait till I could say that. Right?
Yeah.
Now I can say, remember 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, God. 50 years ago, even. And that time flew.
Yeah.
That seems like yesterday I was saying that.
Yeah. I think about things like that too. And I think, wow, if I'd done things a little bit different, but then I think I wouldn't be where I'm at now,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I just perished the thought,
If I would have went this way, I might not ever be right here.
Right. Exactly. I struggled to remember last week. I was struggling to remember if he was putting together teacups and saucers, or if he was washing tires, or if he was. I'll tell you what, you did good on getting those tires cleaned up, man. That was awesome.
I wonder how many videos he accidentally got his face in it.
Yeah, I saw it when he was washing them tires and scrubbing on them and all that. I was like, what? Yeah. That's why I said, that's the only thing I want is for him to smile at the camera.
You probably have to give him something.
I have to give him something to smile at the camera. Should I go through in there and go through my cars and see what I got?
It might work.
Yeah, that's funny. I did pick up a couple of new Hot Wheels the other day. I don't remember what. Oh, I got a couple of 55 Chevy Bel Air gassers. I don't remember what they were about, but yeah, I picked them up anyway because they're gassers, because they're cool.
Man, I had so many of those from back in the 70s. And then my mom threw everything away. And then the HO cars, too, I had when I was a kid.
Yeah.
All that stuff is gone.
Well, this coming Saturday, I'm going to my cousin's house, and he lives over in Oklahoma. Hammer time. Oh my goodness, that's funny stuff. You don't make me have my wife come in here. But I don't know, Buck, if you caught that. Whenever he won, one of my first giveaways was a Chevy Nova wagon gasser super treasure hunt.
Yeah, I missed that.
It's like a $70 super treasure hunt. I mean,
really?
They're hard to come by. Yeah. And so he did a video, said, well, should have been a Mopar, and took a hammer and just started smashing this Nova gasser. Well, I mean, I could tell it wasn't the same packaging, wasn't the same, you know what I mean? Yeah. And anyway, but my wife was ready to come through the computer, man. She's like, are you freaking kidding me? I was like, calm down, honey, calm down. But anyway, I'm going Saturday to my cousin's house, and I'm going to do some video on his train setup. He has G-scale trains. The bigger ones.
The bigger ones, okay.
Yeah. And his backyard, I think he's got, I don't know, 400 or 500 feet of track out in his backyard. I mean, it goes through mountains and rivers and stuff. It's still a work in progress, but it's his retirement thing that he's doing, and he loves these trains, and he's got them going through his house and stuff, up on the walls and stuff, and goes through
I always like that. I see that in restaurants and stuff. But we have a guy at work that takes them, he buys them off of eBay, and he brings them and he cleans them up and repaints them and rebuilds everything. He's a machinist too, so he machines the parts and when he's done, they're brand new. I mean, brand new.
That's cool.
And he has all the detail and everything.
I've still got my very first train when I was a kid. It's a little wind up train, little black plastic Lionel wind up train, and I still got that from when I was a kid. It doesn't work anymore, but I still have it.
Well, there's a video you could get it working.
Oh, I'm sure I probably could, but it's just in a box with all my other junk. I still have so much stuff because I'm kind of a sentimental old fool. I have a lot of stuff from my childhood. I have my Yogi Bear squirt gun, and it's shaped like Yogi Bear, and it squirts out of his nose.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I don't have anything. My mom got rid of everything. Her and my son. My son was only 4 or 5 years old, and they cleaned the whole house out. They threw some of my Snap-on tools away and everything gone. Yeah.
Ooh, yuck. I don't know why anyone would live where it snows all the time. I mean, God bless you. That's all I can say. I mean, I guess somebody needs to live there. I don't. Just not me. Yeah.
Well, I went to college because I wanted to move south. I was going to go like North Carolina, South Carolina area.
Right.
So it's, you're not in Florida where it's mad hot all the time. You still have a little season there, but the Lord has a sense of humor. So I did go south. It was only 45 miles.
Right.
I ended up here in Lebanon. Yeah.
Well, when I was a young man, I did commercial masonry, and we went around building the Walmart Garden Center walls back when they used to build those out of decorative blocks, split face blocks, and then they had the decorative blocks up on the tops and in the centers. And anyway, I was traveling a lot, and nothing was home though. You know what I mean? And I worked up in Oregon, and that looks like Uncle Tony just went on live. We'll probably be losing people here soon, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, I worked up in Oregon for a while and for a couple of years, and it's just not home. I mean, it's some beautiful country up there, but it's not home. It just rained all the time when I was up there. And it was like carrying around a depression blanket. It's like, yuck.
Yeah, that's one state I haven't been to is Oregon.
Yeah.
I've been to all the others, but.
Well, and then my cousin, he was stationed in Alaska right out of high school. He joined the Navy. And, all right, take care, bud. So my cousin was stationed in Anchorage. They have a joint naval air base up there, and he was stationed in Anchorage. And then he pulled a 4-year hitch in the Navy, and another 4-year hitch, and then 2 years in the Air Guard, and on the same base. And then he went into being a civilian contractor, working on the North Slope in a undisclosed location in a nondescript building on things he doesn't talk about, And so on my bucket list, I wanted to go to Alaska. I wanted to go fishing in Alaska. So I finally got to go, and I went up there. He took off a couple weeks and took me around. We went fishing and fishing and fishing. And it was in June. And we're in McDonald's eating a hamburger. And I'm looking around, and it's just like this outside. And you see, it's sunny. So it's just like that. And I look at my watch, and it's 12:30 at night. And I'm like, this ain't right.
Yeah.
How in the world do you guys get any sleep around here? I mean, because we fished like 14 hours a day when I was there. Wow. And I was just like, wow, man. I was just like, and then in the wintertime, it's dark all the time. And I'm just like, nope.
Nice place to visit, but not to stay.
Yeah, there's great fishing. It's fun to visit, But as far as living there, nope.
Yeah, I have
Not
a
my
friend.
cup
I have
of
a
tea.
friend of mine who wants to ride a motorcycle to Alaska.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
they
That's a
need-
long ride.
yeah.
That's a long ride. Yeah. I like it here because we have 4 seasons. I mean, summer is hot.
Right.
Fall is beautiful. Winter is cold. Spring is rainy. We have 4 seasons here. Now, sometimes those seasons collide all at once.
Yeah.
But,
Well, we get the same thing here in Pennsylvania. Sometimes it's I mean, it all depends on the year. Some
Right.
years you'll have a deep freeze for 3-4 weeks under zero, 17 below, and then the next year you barely get under 20 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I really like having 4 seasons. 6 months. Like to ride a motorcycle to Paris, France, deliver some flash frozen freedom fries. To Paris, France, from where? If you're riding from here, it's going to be a soggy ride.
Yeah, you might be able to ride around the boat until you get there.
Yeah, I was going to say, it'd be kind of a soggy ride from here.
Unless he's over there somewhere. Maybe he's over there.
Right. Unless he's already over there in Europe. Yeah, my one cousin, he's passed on now, but Chet, his saying was, when it's too tough for everyone else, it's just right for me. Now, he rode a Honda 125 Enduro from Oregon to Oklahoma, up over the Rocky Mountains. Yeah. And just because he could.
Yeah.
He lived in a shack with no electricity, no running water, no bathroom. His bathroom was the woods around him. I mean, he was the epitome of mountain man, hillbilly, backwoods. He didn't wear shoes, hardly ever. He almost never wore shoes. I mean, his feet looked like, I don't know, like cardboard on the bottom. I mean, he was just that guy. But heck of a nice guy, a little on the different side,
Yeah. Well,
but he was a good, super good guy, man. And he didn't need anything from anyone. He had his little piece of property there. He'd do little odd jobs or whatever. He'd pay his taxes, to take care of his property and stuff. But he didn't need anything from anyone. And, always had a fire going outside his little shack. And, just in case he, got some food to put on it. Yeah, he was a different sort.
it takes all kinds to make the world go round.
Yeah, I mean, he had a little bitty old dumpy stove in his little tin shack. I mean, his shack was literally 4 trees, and he had like roofing tin around the trees and a cover over the top with like bracing up there to hold it up. And just, man, he was tough.
Yeah,
he was tough, dude.
It's the old needs and wants.
Yeah, right.
That's all you need, but I want this.
Right. Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good under the ceiling fan right here,
Yeah. Like your grandmother, I like pressing the button.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, like I said, he's probably the toughest guy I ever knew as far as just pure mental toughness. I mean, because there's nothing that you could do to him that would, get him riled or anything. I've never seen him riled up, other than the wife he had once upon a time. Yeah. But Oh. So, unfinished project.
Is he still in here?
Are you still here? I haven't seen any comments for a minute. Everybody might have gone over to Uncle Tony's. I don't even see my.
So what's the deal? What he said there? He can't wait till you get your subscribers. He's got a name for that hoopty.
Okay, so I put it out a long time ago. That when I get to my 500 subscriber mark, I'm going to have a contest, and whoever wins that contest is going to get my very first T-shirt, my very first sticker, which I already have them in hand. I'm just waiting to get my 500 subscribers, and they get to name the hoopty before that. They get to give it a name, and I'm going to hand paint the name of the hoopty on the hoopty, because that's my very first hoopty build, for the channel. And whoever gets to name it, and then I'm gonna put the name of it, and then I'm gonna put the credit to the whoever got to name it.
Okay, that's cool. That's real cool.
Yeah,
Wooden Metal.
Hey, Woody, how are you? Yeah, we're just sitting around BSing. But yeah, we've been having a good time with it, and I've already got the contest laid out. I mean, unfinished project may have an advantage on the fact that he's won more than anyone else.
Yeah,
but this is kind of going to be more of a subscriber choosing the winner kind of thing. It's not going to be me choosing the winner. It's going to be subscribers' choice. So, you know what I mean? Because I want to make it absolutely as fair and inclusive as I can to everybody who's going to join in on it. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I figure once I get up, probably another 25 subscribers or something like that, get up to around 475 or so, John will probably have a live, to get me up on the 500. And then if that happens on that night, then I'll do the video that probably the next day or whatever. And yeah, and we'll have the contest.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to get back to work on it. I've got something laid out in there that I really want to show everybody, but I can't let the cat out of the bag. I showed a couple of people that were over for my barbecue this weekend, and they were like, "You're a freaking nut, man." I guarantee you it's something you have never, ever, ever seen someone do on a car. Ever.
I never seen anybody do a dry shaft like that either.
Well, and it has to do with the drive shaft.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It has to do with the drive shaft. That's funny because, yeah, that's what it has to do with. And when you see this, you're going to be like, his poor wife.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of, we did a lot of drive shafts, but never anything like that.
Well, here's the
fun. It worked. I mean, you probably can't put a whole lot of torque to it, but
right. But
you were able to drive it around.
Right, but I'm not planning on putting a whole lot of torque to it. It's just mainly for show, just to show that it will work.
Right.
Right. So, if anyone else decides they want to pop in here, there's the invite, man. Pop in if you want. And yeah, I just I wanted to prove that my concept would work. I don't know if you've watched Alta Zepsta. He's doing a 4-door to 2-door conversion on a 58 Impala.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he was one of my very first subscribers when I think he subscribed when I had like 10 or something like that. And I've been following him back. And he told me when I started cutting up on that frame on the Coronet, when I started cutting it up to put that other suspension in there, he's like, this is the point where you punt and you go ahead and you just take that out of there and you get a subframe out of a Dodge truck or something. You know what I mean? And I was like, no, that's not the point. You're missing the whole point. You don't understand. This is how my brain works, is I get this thing in I'm like a dog with a bone. If I have an idea that I think is going to work, I have to do it. I'm not going to let go. And okay, so all right, well, I dropped that bone. I got to pick it back up. We'll bite it from this corner then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just did that yesterday, or was that just? Yeah, it was yesterday. I did that. I had an idea.
Yeah,
it didn't work.
Yeah,
but I had to try it.
Did I glue a drive shaft loop in? No, I did not glue a drive shaft loop in there. That would be No, it's not anything that. Well, here's the thing. When I do stuff, I mean, usually I'll overdo it, rather than underdo it, because I'm not a good welder. I just put a crap ton of material in there. And I'll burn through sometimes, because I'm not a good welder. I know I'm not a good welder. Sometimes it'll beat up on top, so I'll get in behind it, and I'll just fill that sucker up, and anyway.
And me too. Sometimes I get lucky, don't want to get a nice bead. And I'm like,
oh yeah, every once in a while.
If I just did it, why can't I do it again?
Right? Yeah.
I keep trying though.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna probably end up having to buy me a new welder. I think my welder is just about had it. I've had it about 15 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's a little 90 amp flux core Harbor Freight welder. Yeah.
I figured I'd buy a better one. Maybe I'd weld better, but it didn't change.
Yeah. Well, now when I say I need a new one, I don't mean like upgraded. I just mean I need a new one because mine ain't really working anymore. Yeah. So that's that drive shaft. Whenever I did that, I knew it was going to have some travel, and I was not going to spend money on a slip yoke. I just wasn't going to do it because, that's against the point that I'm making. You know what I'm saying? And that's I think that was one of my more clever little workarounds.
That was definitely crafty.
Yeah, it was one of my more clever workarounds.
I would have never thought of that.
Well, and what it is, it's two pieces of drive line, and it's a piece of fence pipe, the up pipe for fencing, for steel fencing. Yeah, a piece of that down inside there. Yeah, it goes down inside that drive shaft that far, and then it's welded in there. I mean, I had to beat it down in there, because it fit just right down in there. And then I just welded the fire out of it. Yeah. So it's all in fun.
Yeah.
So now I'm just waiting on my tires. So I'm supposed to be getting a couple of tires. The last thing I did to that thing was I took my torsion bars out, because I had them, the adjusters on the bottom where you can raise and lower your front end. I had them adjusted all the way out, and it was still sitting kind of forward stanced, and I wanted it to be more, up
more gasser.
Yeah, little more, because I want to put some taller tires in the back, and I want to make a little more like a street freak, higher clearance. I want the high clearance so people can look under there and see the drive line action and all that. You know what I mean? I want to be able to showcase all of what I've done underneath there too. So anyway, so I pulled my torsion bars out and I racked my suspension all the way and put my torsion bars back in. And now it's like, it's just like this.
Wow. You can't lower it.
No,
You should do it again.
It's awesome. Yeah. Even the Mopar friends. Well, hello, Robert.
Hello, Robert.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's an awesome project. It's been a lot of fun so far. And I'm going to have to learn how to do all this stuff on my computer because I'm going to have to pull up some old video from start to finish because when I take it to the car show, I want to be able to edit a bunch of my old video and do a compilation video from when we first took off the front end, first pulled it in the shop and took off the front end to driving it to the car show.
Yeah. Well, I thought about that today with that Buick. I thought after I get so far, maybe I'll just do a compilation of a bunch of clips from when I drug it home to when I first fired it up and just all the way through.
Yeah. I think it'll chew tires. It might. I got to set the camber on those things too now because the way that's set up. Now that I've got it picked up here, it took my camber in. So, but at least with those, they're pretty easy. And got the adjusters on the outside of the upper A arms.
Let's see if I could put that up there. Hey, unfinished project. I took a little dry rot off that tire for you.
Let's see. Did that bring it up or?
Let's see if I go in there.
Oh, I see your little skid mark.
Yeah. That's on my driveway. I don't want to be putting marks on my driveway, but I got a little bit. He's always asked me if I took any dry rot off the tires yet.
That's funny. Yeah.
Once I fixed those, flipped those wires, it was crazy because the one video I even put it out there that I need to check the firing order yet, and I never did. As soon as I check the firing order, there's my problem.
Yeah.
Post it.
Yeah.
I should do a little. Yeah, it's hard for me to do that. I don't know how to do a short, like a live short, and then do something like that.
Right.
I'd have to get somebody else to do it for me.
Yeah, well, now that my son's out of school for the summer, he's supposed to help me learn how to use that new camera that I bought. It's a Vivitar something or another. It's like a cheap GoPro. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to use it really, but
yeah, my nephew has something like that.
Yeah, he said it's easy, Dad, and I said, well, good, then you can help me with it. Yeah, you're lucky you got old parents. Yeah, he's my last one at home. My others are from 26 to 23, and then he's 15. Yeah, surprise.
Yeah, my boy, 33. He'll be 34 this year.
Yeah.
And, I was on a live that one day, and there he was. I didn't recognize his name, his channel, or I didn't have a channel, but he had his code word there. And he put in there, hey, it's your boy, BOII. And I'm like, I don't know what that meant.
Boy.
Boy. Yeah. It's your boy.
Well, I'm definitely planning on going unless gas gets like, $12 a gallon or something, because I'm only 5.5 hours away. And
I'm 13.
Yeah, I'm definitely planning on going. And,
I'm going.
I only got about 50 or so subs to go to get my 500. So
yeah, whether I get them or not, I'm going. I'm going to visit my buddy, one of my best friends down in Tennessee, which is over by Knoxville, and it's still 400 miles to Sikeston from there. But I'm going to go visit him for 5 days, and then I'll go over to the No Name Nationals for 2, and then shoot back up into Pittsburgh maybe, and if I have time, I'll stop and see my sister and then shoot home.
Right on.
So it's a whole week of traveling.
Right. Well, and I've ordered more parts for the Green Goblin, the Charger.
Yeah.
So, as soon as I get parts in for that, if I get it done in time and can go do test and tune and all that ahead of time, which I'm thinking I might be able to get it all done, then I'll probably go ahead and register that one too, and then I'll do some drag racing while I'm there as well. So I'm really excited to see what that thing's going to do. I mean,
it should get it.
It should get it. Yeah, it's going to be, well, according to my buddy's app, he's got an app on his phone where if you put in all your components and all that stuff of what you're using, it should give you a close to base horsepower reading. And according to that, we're going to be looking at right about 652 horsepower.
Wow. I was going to say 540 or 5.
Yeah, 652.
50. Yeah, that'll get it.
Yeah, it might make some smoke. Yeah.
Oh, he's looking for his merch already.
Merch. Well, you see, that's the thing is it's not really going to be merchandise because now you see merchandise is something that you buy, right? See, my stuff is going to be more like collectibles because I'm not selling my stuff I'm not going to be doing like a Teespring store or anything like that. I'm not looking to try to talk people into buying my stuff. Okay, this is going to be stuff that I'm going to give away to people for appreciation of people following me, things like that. I'm going to do sticker swaps with other people, with channels and people I meet when I go to events and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Be able to hand out things in person, and then people say, "Hey, where'd you get that?" Well, I got it, from Big Mike's Hoopty Barn. Well, how'd you get it? Oh, well, you got to do this or, you got to win a contest or you got to go meet him or. I'm going to win mine. I'm not going to be surprised if you do win. Oh, looks like you got some competition. I think the IW means I win. What's up, Big D? That's Denny. That's my cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he won't let you know, but he does amazing upholstery work and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But he won't do it for me for my big boat. I tried talking him into it and he told me no. I might give him a hoopty shirt if he does.
Yeah, just give him a few old curtains and tell him to go to town.
Yeah. Well, I got some shirts made and I've got some stickers made. Like I said, just waiting for that 500 so I can have my contest. If I hadn't already put it out there, but being, a man of integrity, you got to follow your word,
Mm-hmm.
Got a deal, huh? Boy, that's some cheap upholstery, man. You're going to reupholster a 28-foot deck boat for a T-shirt.
Now that's a deal.
That's a deal, right?
Yeah, but it depends on what end you're at.
Right. I just don't know how that one T-shirt's going to fit that whole boat.
Oh. It may take more than one.
Need to send me a cheese magnet. That's funny. Yeah. Fantastic.
There's Robert subbed.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I got my cousin Denny there. He sent me a care package, sent me some cheese from up there in KC area, and also sent me a 1970 service manual, automotive service manual.
Okay.
And man, it's got all kinds of cool stuff in there. And I was getting
The
ready.
Mopar one.
Huh?
The Mopar service manual.
No, it's all makes and models.
Okay,
from
yeah.
1970.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a 78 Motors manual with that car I just bought.
Nice. Well,
Yeah,
that
I love those. Those are cool.
I was looking on there about. I was thinking I was going to have to rebuild my carburetor on the Coronet, and because I mean it was just running. I mean, barely. I could barely. It would run out. I could pour fuel in it, and it would run, and then you know. Well, turned out I just had bad gas in my tank. In the tank I was filling it, I was like pouring water and varnish in the carburetor. I was like, why won't it run?
I remember talking to you about that, and you kept saying you'd pour it in there and it would start, and then and it was squirting, and I'm like, well, how the hell could it be squirting and running out of fuel? It's something
Right. It didn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, now that makes sense. If it was water, it's definitely
Yeah.
right.
If it's spraying water and varnish. Hey LB, welcome, man.
It was LB.
Working on those Eddie Money songs, attaboy. My wife says he sounds like Eddie Money.
He's got that beautiful 57 DeSoto. I think it's 57.
I know. That thing's beautiful. Yeah, my dad had a DeSoto and I loved it.
Yeah, my dad had that exact car. Well, it wasn't red, but
that good boat motor gas. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have several of those old boat tanks sitting around, and I always like to put in a little bit of, mixed gas when I first start one up anyway, just to,
get a little lube in there.
Yeah. So anyway. Yeah.
The only reason I use two-stroke is because it was the jug with the less amount of fuel in it. It was easy to pour. All the other ones were full. I had 5 and 6 gallon jugs. I'm like, I ain't messing with those.
Unfinished dart sport. That's fun.
Dart sport.
Yeah. So when I was cruising through some of my subscriptions today, and I hit down there on Dart Freak 75, and he hasn't posted anything in 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah, I don't know if you know who Dart Freak 75 is or not, but
I think I don't know if I'm.
But
probably it sounds familiar.
Yeah, but
I think I have like 158 or something.
Yeah, he was doing really good. I mean, right off the get, and he just like dropped off the face of the earth, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was telling Barrows last night that I put a video out every second day, and then maybe I should spread it out a little because I'll be running out. But so far, I haven't run out.
Oh, he said he's okay. All right. Well, Unfinished Project said he left a comment and he said he's okay, just not posting. Okay. Well, right on. I was just I worry about people, because when Ruben dropped off for a while, he was about to die from his tooth, and he had an abscess on his tooth, and that's some serious stuff, man.
Yeah.
One of the guys my wife worked with, he ended up dying from that. He got an infection in his tooth, and then it got up in his brain, and that was that. Yeah. Glad didn't have 58 Ford. Who would want one of those? I think I was going to say, I think there's this guy up in Idaho.
I think he's got more than one too.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that white parts one he's got out there. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing about it, on here, we've got a community here, you know what I mean? And it's fun to be entertained and all that stuff, but still it's like whenever one person is, down or whatever, man, they get a lot of support from the community.
Mm-hmm. And everybody seems to want to help each other too.
Right.
No matter what it is. You see a lot of the guys now are posting for other channels.
Yeah.
I don't have that ability to post. I think you have to have 500 subscriptions to use the posting.
Oh, Junk Car Willie, there he is.
There he is.
I like Junk Car Willie because same reason I like Buck, because your mottos are kind of in the same. His is keep being you.
Right.
Junk Car Willie, just keep being you. And that's the thing that I like about it, about a lot of these channels is, I like authenticity. I like people to be authentic. You can have all kinds of all this fancy editing and, things going in and out and, and flashing lights and all this whatever stuff. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, I just really like, I just really like authenticity, and plain Jane's good enough for me. I tried doing the whole
I like
thing.
messing with that stuff. I don't do much of the in and out stuff. I did it on that other video because I wanted to show the spark.
Well, right. And I wouldn't even have that same intro. I had a different intro on my channel whenever, and I only do my intro when I'm actually working on the cars. You know what I mean? I'll put my intro on there when I'm doing the cars because that's to do with the cars. But when I'm doing like farm life and, country living stuff, that's a whole separate thing. That's not about the Hoopty Barn. That's just kind of my everyday life,
right.
And I wouldn't even have that fancy intro if it wasn't for Thumper, the sweaty fat guy, who was bored one day because he was snowed in or whatever and asked me about building me an intro. And I'm like, I guess. And
that's a pretty good one.
Did you see that, Buck?
Now, forgive my authentic blurry mind, but who was the young man with your mic?
The guy with the favorite barbecue
bean shirt. Yeah. Put up that beautiful bean footage.
Mr. Buck does it. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Had a buddy in high school, had a 58 Ford pickup with a 352 big block, man. It was hard on the clutch, but it could lift the front wheels off the ground.
ALB, it's Buck does it all together, no spaces. Because if you put spaces in there, you'll get deer.
Yeah. Like Trump sweaty guy is a good guy. Yeah. Thumper, he's a funny guy. He's a good guy, man. And I told him, I said, well, I'll tell you what, you can build me an intro as long as it has fire. You know what I mean? Because of the little pop off that I had with the coronet. I was just so lucky to get that on film. You know what I mean? Really, honestly. That's just a rare occurrence that you actually get to catch something like that,
Yeah, I'm surprised that Buick didn't come back out through the carburetor with the two wires.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
But it was the right two wires to be crossed because it didn't even sound like it had a misfire.
Right.
And it was just the right two wires to be crossed.
Yeah.
Because I thought about it, man, I better make sure I film it.
Yeah. Right. Well, and
on that first fire.
Well, you see, and I was filming because I was trying to get it to fire up for the first time since I had it in the car. I had it fired up on the pallet before, but that was since I got it in the car. That was the first time trying to fire it up. And so I had to film the first fire up, and yeah.
And I remember you were going to try to do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, what happened, I think what happened to you the first time is you kept pouring it, start it, pour it, start it, pour it, start it, it wouldn't start. So all that fuel got down into the manifolds.
Yeah.
And then when you finally got the fire, boy,
yeah. I got the fire.
you got the
I'm
fire.
telling you, it like blew that ball of fire went like up underneath my britches legs on my overalls there, and like, whew, yeah, oh yeah, you can smell leg hair. It was hilarious.
Yeah, when I fired that Buick up the next day and it started running and start going up, getting faster idle, I looked, there was blue flames coming out of the one manifold. I think that's why I took it off right away. I thought, I don't want to catch anything on fire.
Well, I don't know, Mom. Mama Hoopty says she still doesn't have no cats. Her kitty cats run RUNNOFT last night.
All three.
Restoration. You're going to help me make YouTube channel. There you go. I have tons of photos of everything I've done to the truck. Yeah, hey, Robert, go check out LB Bruins 79 channel. He did a like a compilation of all the pictures from that 57 DeSoto. Because back when he did it, he didn't have a camera. And that was an awesome video.
Yeah, it was.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I did too.
He did a very good job on it. I wish I could do something like that. I mean, I did pictures, but I have to learn how to talk over the video. I haven't done that yet. Repeat that channel name.
Your channel name, Buck does it.
I guess I can go on here and send it.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me see if I can.
Let me see.
I don't think I can put my link there.
Let me see.
But I can go in and type it out.
All right. I know it's Buck does it all together with no spaces, right?
Yeah. Yep.
With no spaces, right?
So I think you just have to do it that way. Should have showed up there. There it is.
There you go.
I don't think I can send my link. I'll try it.
Well, apparently that one crude person could send a link, so
yeah. I don't know how to do it that well on my phone. I can do it better on. Oh, you know what? I can.
Maybe it's Buck Doe Sit.
Did I spell it right?
Yeah, Buck Doe Sit.
Yeah.
It's a buck and a doe sit.
Doe sit, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do this here. Because I think that caused a lot of trouble for me as far as people trying to find it, because a lot of people couldn't find me.
Well, and I did mine, just like if I was writing it in a letter or something, typed it all out.
I did find out, maybe send it on a comment. Oh, I can do that. I'm going to do that right now. But there's actually a Buck Does It.
I found the channel. He got you.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah, he got you.
Oh, that guy did.
Oh, Robert did. Okay.
That Robert, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get in here to. I always think LA Bruins.
Yeah, LB Bruins. Yeah.
I know I'm subscribed to him because I did a everybody I review I always subscribe. There he is. I found him. I'll put a comment here on the spacer plate. That I loved it when the spacer plate took off on him.
Oh yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
All right, sub to you. I say he's already
thank
said.
you, Robert.
I've subbed to a couple of new ones today. I'm trying to think of what they were. I don't know. I've got a couple hundred of them anyway. But I still got a lot more content to catch up on. I figure, well, maybe here after a while or in the morning when I get up early and drinking my coffee and stuff after my quiet time, then I'll get on there and see what I can find out. But
I forget where to find my link now. Oh well, usually I can. I think it's in my about. Nope. Anyway. Oh, he found. Oh, no, that was the other. Oh, there you go. I got. He's already subbed to me.
yeah.
Well, thank you, LB, for checking.
Well, I hate to run off on y'all, but I think I'm going to have to go walk around with Mama Hoop out here before the sun sets. It's getting ready to be sunset here, and we're going to go out here and try to help look for her little kitty cats that didn't come home. We're not sure what's going on with them, and we're probably going to sit out here on the front porch and watch the sunset.
Cool. Yeah, you're already 2 hours and 20 minutes, man.
Yeah.
Time flies, doesn't it?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Yeah, well, got good conversation, good folks. So,
yeah.
So, anyway, well, dark here, yeah. Well,
yeah, I think it's
everybody,
dark here too, because I'm at like 9:13.
I appreciate everybody, and thanks for dropping in. And again,
it's always a good time, Mike.
All the veterans, man, I just want to say thank you. Awesome. I appreciate all your service, and I know Memorial Day is for the fallen, but it's also for those who are willing to fall. So I just say thank you, and I appreciate every one of you. And
thank you all for your service.
And so with that, I'm going to let this go, and y'all have a good night, good rest of your weekend. Hope y'all get the day off tomorrow.
Yeah, I got them.
And make it count, guys.
All right. Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night.